right. So let us go to the next position. Number 104. What is the position? Ah, yes. White, I'll just have the position. Black and
Daddy. Daddy.
very vague. If someone want to go.
Daddy. Where are you? Come down.
I am hearing some. Who is that? He's
come down quickly.
Yeah. Okay, black has got F4, G7, A6. Very vague pawns.
Oh, okay.
Bishop.
Okay.
Hey, who is that? Can you go on mute? I think okay. I will try to put the position. There is a queen, there is a pawn, knight. Okay, bishop, bishop, bishop. Okay, let me see if I can. F4, G7, A6, and white has got A2, D5. Very vague pawns. Okay. Chapter number 104. Clear board. Black has got F4, A6, and what was that? H7, huh? Or what? Black king is on G8. Black king. Is the rook, is the queen. White pawns are on A2, D5, something like this, and there is a rook, there is a bishop, there is a queen, there is a king, and something else. Huh? Oh, pawn is on G7, okay, not on H7. I think the rest of the thing I got it right, except this one pawn. Not here, here. Yep. And it is black to play. So let us add this. Okay, I'm going to pin my video so that we can get better. And let me add create chapter. All right. So that's it, and it is black to play. Let us see what we can cook up.
Knight takes F3, then rook takes F3, and then rook to E1.
Rook to E1, and then rook will take G3.
But yeah, take.
White end game, white is winning.
Yeah.
So can you go back?
Can you go back to knight F4?
So yes, sir. Rook E1.
Yeah, rook E1. And what is the idea?
Direct. You get the queen on the skewer file and fork thing. If they take, then what, knight F3?
Yeah, right.
After knight F3, I guess.
Now knight F3.
Rook takes and then you take the queen.
It's a double pin. The pawn knight now the knight is immune from capture, because if pawn cannot take it because queen is pinned it, and if rook takes it, now rook is pinned against the queen. So but if you don't take it, knight is anyway forking, right? So this is the solution actually. So rook E1, it is decoying the queen to a square, which is really bad for it. But there is no option for the black queen because it is pinned against the king. So it is like a pin's galore, we can say. First you pin the queen and force it to capture. and now it is decoyed to a square where now you can take on f3 and there are double pins, because double pin as in pawn on g2 is pinned and rook on f2 is also pinned, and now there is a fork. So this wins. So no matter what you do now, this wins, because you are otherwise losing the queen. So you have to capture the knight, and if you capture the knight, then queen takes queen, and then it's a queen versus rook endgame, which is easily won, because extra pawns are also there, and so it is not just pure. This is easily won. So that's it. Yeah. So this is the thing. So now let us go. We have done our 4 positions. Let us quickly try to do the Steppen method, and we'll do it. Okay. First easy position. Black to move. Remember, it is black to move.
It's a check, right?
Yeah. So it's a level 1 position. King to e8 is the only move. King to g8 will lead to checkmate. So that's it. There is nothing else complicated in it. Right? It's a check. So you have to notice that it is a check, and so king has to move, and there are only 2 moves. So one of them is immediately checkmate. The other one is okay. Level 2 position. It is white to move.
Queen e4.
Queen e4, and then rook will come to g4, right? Or no?
Right, the queen. Okay.
Queen E1.
Queen
Queen
e1.
Yeah.
Check, and now
Bishop e6.
Why bishop e6?
Queen g3.
Queen g3. No.
Queen to e4.
Queen to e4 is checkmate. You have to remember to visualize this pattern, how queen can checkmate the king. So the moment now one side white king is holding and the other side is blocked by its own pieces. So queen e1. Now what if here queen e1, king to g4, we have seen it is the mate. What if rook comes to g3? Cannot come, because queen will take on g3. So king to g4 is forced. King to g4 is forced, and then it is queen to e4 checkmate. So it was a mate in 2 position actually. Okay, let's go to the next one. What it is white to play. What does white play?
Rook to c8.
To c8, already black is, oh, rook to, you mean d8 or white to play?
I mean c8.
How can c8? White rook is on d7.
Yeah, sorry, d8.
d8, right? E8. Yeah.
And then it captures the rook.
Then it captures the rook. But why did king move? Because if rook takes d8, it's a distraction, double distraction. Then
Yeah.
queen to
Queen
c3.
C3.
And then after you will have to sacrifice both the
Queen
rook
F.
and the queen, and it will still be checkmate. And if the rook is not distracted, but if the queen is distracted, then you have queen to e5 is leading to checkmate. So rook to d8 was similar, slightly similar idea to the other earlier position that we saw, where one rook was going and either distracting the rook, black's rook or queen. So here is slightly similar, but slightly different also. But yeah, rook to d8 is the move. Beautiful move. So okay, we'll go to the next position, level 4. What is it? White to move.
Sir, knight h6 check. Knight h6 threatening checkmate.
Knight h6 threatening. Yeah. What was the thing? Knight h6.
Oh, and then queen
Oh,
g8
smoother
and then
mate.
knight f7 checkmate.
Yeah.
Smoother mate.
Smothered mate. Smothered mate. And it gets forced because knight h6 check is such not, it is not a check, but now white is threatening a checkmate on g8. So rook has to be there. There is no way to defend the rook additionally. You can't take the pawn. I mean, you can't take the knight because otherwise queen h7 will be checkmate. So rook has to move somewhere, but the moment rook moves, then you have the queen to g8 followed by knight f7. It's a nice smothered mate. Beautiful. Okay. That was wonderful. So let's go to the next one, which is level 5 position, and it is black to move.
Rook c3 check.
Rook c3 check, and then king will go to d2, I think. White king will go to d2.
Sir, rook b3.
Rook b3, interesting. Now king to d4. Only move.
Rook d3 probably.
Yeah, rook d3. Why? Because
Then next rook
If king
captures
takes,
the
then
knight.
rook takes c7, and then you just win the stuff.
c7, and not only is it a discovered check with the capture, but next capture also you are immune. Your bishop is immune, so you are ending up with
Yeah.
a piece up. Piece up. So yep, this was the thing. Good. Again, we'll just go back and see. It was rook b3 check, king d4. Rook to d3. Rook to d3 was decoying the king. So this is a classic decoy thing. So decoying the king to a very bad square, because after this, so you have sacrificed a whole rook to get it to a decoy, but after that you win back rapidly. You first you pick up a minor piece and followed by a win back your rook. So you are ending up with a piece up. So yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next position, level 6. It is white to move.
Sir, Queen A7.
Queen A7, sacrifice, huh?
Yes, sir.
What for? Are you getting some mate or something?
So then,
If queen takes c7, then what? Rook takes c7 after you can do?
Yeah, after that black queen will come to b6 and all. It will,
Sir, how about rook takes b7, then king takes?
rook takes b7.
Now, okay, wait.
Queen
The
b3.
queen is attacking on b1.
Hmm?
Yeah, queen b3 check.
Queen b3 check. Okay. No.
Okay.
The bishop can block.
Bishop can block. Yeah, bishop can block. That's why it is queen b3 is not okay.
Sir, queen to e7.
Queen to e7.
Attacking the bishop as well as
No,
the...
then
Oh, but then
black
what?
queen will
Queen
come to
d6 is there.
black queen will come to d6.
Oh.
So,
Mhm.
after we did actually in that
No,
position
sir.
for
Okay,
So-
d6. Yeah.
Yeah, black queen d6 is there. What, Aditya, what were you saying?
I think I did only still third position for analysis. Afterwards, I got disconnected. So,
Okay, okay. We have
did you
to,
do anything?
hmm?
Only you are doing like these positions, right? Did
Yeah,
you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll do all of them. So what
Yeah.
should be the rook takes c7, king takes c7, queen takes a7, king c6. Yeah, king c6. Man, then there is there is nothing right after that.
So can you do rook takes c7 once?
You want to do rook takes c7?
Yes, I got one more. What about queen
Queen
to
c5?
e7 now? Queen to
Queen
e7 now?
c5. Queen c5, king b7. Then
No, sir, queen to e7.
queen to e7, king to
Attacking
b6.
the
Then
rook.
King
ah,
b6, you take the rook, right?
yeah. Correct. Queen e7. Now simple. You take the rook. You are a piece up. Yep. Piece up. Let's go back and see. Rook takes b7, king takes b7, rook takes c7, king takes c7, queen e7 was the key move. Because of the bishop which is there on h3, black king is unable to defend his rook. So now that whatever you have sacrificed, you get it back and you remain one piece extra. Good, excellent. Very nice. Queen e7 was a key move to find. You are always thinking about queen a7 and this one. So a7, c5, but queen e7 also we have to look at it. All checks we have to look at. So, yes, easy to miss the queen e7 check. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is black to move, level 7. It looks a bit complicated position, but white's knight is pinned. Huh?
Sir, rook to c2 check.
Rook to c2 check, but black white rook will take it.
Sir, I thought that then the knight to b3 check and then the pawn takes it and then the rook gets the a file too.
But king goes to d2, right? King goes to d2.
The queen can jump in then.
King goes to d2, na? And then to e2.
It's queen d7 then, I guess you're thinking.
But it doesn't work.
Queen d7 is king e1, so I think You might be getting away.
You take it. It is not a. See, you have to catch the thing here. It is not. You're not.
I think white will get away.
White will easily get away. Or maybe.
But then you can take the rook. No, you can't even take the rook because now white is threatening checkmate. So now you're a little stuck.
Yeah. So not this, something else. But the idea was good. Knight to b3 idea was good, Madhura. So why don't you change the move order?
Is it knight to b3 check first?
First knight to b3, because you can't take with the pawn. Because now if you take with the pawn, then rook to a1 is a checkmate. So
Now
now
rook to c2.
Wait. Oh yeah, it's checkmate now.
Now rook to c2.
Now? No, sir,
Now
now
rook to
queen
c2.
to c4, right?
Queen into c4.
Yeah.
Queen into c4, rook to c3, then Queen
Then rook to c2 check. Because the rook is supported by the bishop and that's why.
but rook will take on okay.
Then it's
Let us try out. Queen to c4. Maybe knight to c3 will come.
yeah, but even still no, sir, if knight to c3, then queen takes the rook
Yeah,
on
queen takes rook. Queen takes rook. No. Queen takes rook is not possible.
No, sir,
The
the
white queen
it's
is there.
supported
White
by
queen.
the queen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so knight c3. No, not this.
I didn't see the queen.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that. It is rook takes. I think rook to
Can you do
c2 is
rook to
correct.
c2 now?
Rook to c2 is correct.
And then if you discover check them somehow
Yeah.
in a good way. Hey, what if rook c3 check? Discover check.
Rook to f.
Rook c3 discover check.
Rook c3 is a very key knight, but rook c3 discovered check. What will happen?
Oh, the bishop covers c1.
King A1.
Bishop covers
Rook
c1.
to f.
Hey, then I take the rook on b1 on b.
Then you take the rook on.
Rook.
Sir, the queen is also hanging.
No, your queen is hanging, right?
So your
Queen is
queen is
hanging and
hanging there.
Yeah. So, sir, rook to f2 discovered.
king to
Well,
b1,
The king.
so what about rook to c4?
rook to c4.
Yeah.
Rook to c4 check. What was earlier what we were thinking? Rook to c3 it was not working because king to b1.
And
Now
rook takes a2.
rook takes
Yeah, rook takes a2.
a2.
Now rook a4.
Rook a4.
Rook a4 because the rook on b3 is pinned. All of this thing. Now the rook on b3 has got pinned because of the queen and the king position. King has come to a2 and now rook on b3 has got pinned. Yeah, wonderful this, right? Towards the end something happens and then I mean, see, earlier you are not thinking of this check or this checkmate down this line. Somehow it was not looking as if it will be possible, especially when the rook was there on the third rank, but now the rook has got pinned. So this is called a self pin, when king moves somewhere and so that king causes something else to be pinned. King movement, so that is called a self pin. Okay, excellent. So now let us go to the next one. Next one.
So if I play rook takes g6,
Rook takes g6 and then black will take rook takes g6.
then bishop takes f5,
Bishop takes f5, piling up on the g6.
and then queen takes f5.
Queen
That's winning, right?
Then rook
And then queen takes h5.
Queen takes h5.
Then queen f7.
Then queen f7 is finished. Right?
Yeah.
Queen f7 and then queen f7 and king cannot go to h8 because then the pawn e5 to e6 will give a will give a check, and that will finish. But was all of this thing okay? So rook takes g6, rook takes g6, bishop takes f5 is forced. This much is forced. Bishop takes f5, queen takes f5, rook to g8 is also forced, or there was something bishop g5. Then rook takes g5. Yeah, continues. It doesn't help. Bishop queen to g7, e6. E6. Yeah. E6, queen to h6, and then queen to f7. So that is the thing. So that is why it does not. So let's go back. So rook to g8, and then queen takes h5. Now what if king goes to g7? Then anyway, very simple. Queen will take on g6. So king cannot go to g7. And if king cannot go to g7, then only move is rook to h6. And rook to h6, queen to f7. Yeah. Rook g7, and then queen takes g7. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is it. So yeah, such positions are there. What do you call? It is because everything else is blocked, so there is only one breakthrough. But here the breakthrough calculation was interesting, I think, here, right? Because till you took it, I think you have to calculate all the way to the end, because otherwise it was not the thing, because you are sacrificing too much. Now effectively you have sacrificed a bishop and a rook. Two things you have sacrificed. One rook entirely you are down as of now. So you better win this finally, otherwise you will be slaughtered. So yep, good. All right, I think with that we are completed. So our dozen positions. So let me stop.